Relentless Maxima.
I'm Nolan, your humble Hufflepuff, and welcome back to the Chamber Theories.
And I'm Celia, wise bride of Ravenclaw.
Ready for another deep dive?
Always.
Today, we're taking a look at a theory about Severus Snape.
Ooh, Snape. Always a juicy topic.
Right. So the question is, does Snape just hate all students equally?
Or does he reserve a special kind of loathing for the, shall we say, academically gifted?
The theory focuses on his treatment of Hermione.
Makes sense. She's brilliant, a bit of a know-it-all, and definitely got under Snape's skin.
But is it her intelligence that he truly despises?
That's what we're trying to figure out.
The Reddit poster suggests Snape pretty much hates all students.
Except Harry, of course.
Right, except Harry. But for everyone else, being smart might just add fuel to the fire.
Interesting. So where do we start?
Well, one commenter argued against the idea that Snape favored Draco Malfoy just because he was smart.
Ah, yes, Draco, the poster child for Slytherin.
They brought up Lucius Malfoy's disappointment with Draco's grades.
Especially that scene in Borgin and Burke's, you know, when Lucius is buying all that dark art stuff.
Right. And he compares Draco to Hermione.
Ouch. Not exactly a confidence booster for Draco.
But remember, Lucius only mentions Hermione after Draco tries to blame his bad grades on Snape playing favorites.
True, true. It's more about Lucius pushing Draco to live up to the Malfoy name than anything else.
Exactly. So then other commenters jumped in on the whole, is Draco actually intelligent debate?
Ah, the age-old question.
Some said he got into new WT-level potions without Snape's help, unlike Harry and Ron.
Which is a pretty big deal, I guess.
And they mentioned his skill in occlumency.
Blocking Snape, who is supposed to be a master legilimens.
That's not easy.
Definitely not. And then there's the whole vanishing cabinet situation.
Right. Repairing that to let Death Eaters into Hogwarts? That was some complex magic.
So is that evidence of brilliance?
Some commenters didn't think so.
They thought Draco's successes were more about desperation.
Or wanting to please his father and Voldemort.
Not necessarily genuine intelligence.
They compared his achievements to what Harry, Ron, and even Neville pulled off.
Speaking of achievements, we can't forget the prefect debate.
Was Draco a prefect because of his grades?
Or was it Snape pulling strings?
Some people even argue that Dumbledore plays favorites.
They bring up Ron getting the badge, even though Dumbledore himself admitted he considered Harry.
Right. He said he thought Harry had enough responsibility to be going on with.
Makes you wonder about the criteria for choosing prefects, doesn't it?
It does. But let's get back to Snape and Hermione.
The heart of the matter.
One commenter, Raguzzi, had a different take. They said Snape doesn't actually hate Hermione.
Interesting. What was their reasoning?
They believe he sees her potential and pushes her to be better.
I can see that. He definitely pushed her.
Like with that potions riddle and sorcerer's stone.
Oh, right. It seemed designed for someone with her quick thinking.
In Prisoner of Azkaban, he gives her that clue about Lupin.
The one about werewolves and the moon.
He worded it so subtly, like he knew only Hermione would catch it.
Could that have been his way of guiding her?
It's possible.
But then there's Snape's, let's call it, less than gentle approach.
Yeah, his methods could be brutal.
So how do we square that with the idea that he was trying to help her? Hard to say, really. It's like there are these two sides to Snape.
Right. There's the Snape who's brave enough to protect Harry.
And then there's the bitter Snape who lashes out.
Yeah, especially at students.
So how does that fit with him hating smart students? Especially with Hermione.
The comments had some interesting thoughts on this.
Oh yeah? Like what?
Well, some thought Snape maybe admired her intelligence.
Okay.
But they thought he was also frustrated by her. You know, how she always stuck to the rules, to the textbooks.
I mean, that sounds like Snape, right?
A bit of a rule breaker himself.
Yeah, didn't he like rewrite his potions textbook as a student?
To make the potions better.
Yeah. Right. And he clearly knew his dark arts.
So he had to appreciate cleverness.
Yeah.
Pushing the boundaries.
So maybe it wasn't Hermione's intelligence that bothered him.
But how she used it.
He wanted to see some inventiveness.
That daring to go beyond the books.
Yeah, like he wanted her to unlock her inner Slytherin, be resourceful, even if it meant bending the rules a bit.
But some commenters pointed out he went beyond just academics. He got personal with Hermione a lot, attacking her looks, her insecurities.
That's true. There were times when it just felt cruel, no matter how you look at it.
You have to wonder if there was something deeper going on, more personal.
Maybe. And that's where Lily Evans comes back in.
Right. Both she and Hermione were brilliant, Muggle-born witches who excelled in a world that often looked down on them.
And it wasn't just the smarts. Lily stood up to bullies, defended people.
Hermione has that same sense of justice, that courage.
So Snape could see that, those echoes of Lily and Hermione.
Yeah, maybe that's why he reacts so strongly to her. So many mixed emotions.
It's like he could be admiring her, but then resenting her friendship with Harry, too. Feeling guilty about Lily's death.
Maybe even a bit jealous.
Jealous.
Yeah, like she represents everything he lost.
It's as if Hermione is a constant reminder of his failures, his regrets.
And her success just makes his own pain worse.
That's deep. I guess that internal struggle is what makes Snape so fascinating. A hero, but haunted by his past.
Trying to protect others, but also fighting his own demons.
It's definitely complicated. Oh, before we move on, there's one more point I wanted to bring up.
Okay, what is it?
Glumsherbert7320, one of our viewers, made a good point. Snape may be preferring cunning over, like, raw intelligence. They think he saw Hermione as more of the latter.
Yeah, brute force intelligence versus cunning. That's a good way to put it. Do you think there's something to that?
I think so. It fits with the Snape's background. He was amazing at potions.
Oh, absolutely.
And creating spells. Remember how he actually made the recipes in his potions textbook better?
He did when he was a student.
Yeah, as a student. And he knew his dark arts, that's for sure.
Definitely.
So he valued a certain kind of cleverness, like ingenuity.
Resourcefulness.
Right. So maybe he saw Hermione's approach to magic as, I don't know, a little too by the book.
Like not enough creativity.
Yeah. He was looking for that spark, you know, that willingness to like push the boundaries.
To be a little more daring.
Exactly. Which is funny because that's exactly what Hermione becomes later on.
She does.
Think about the protean charm for Dumbledore's army.
Oh, good point.
Or all the clever ways she used magic to protect her friends.
To fight Voldemort.
Yeah. It makes you wonder, did Snape's harshness actually help her?
Maybe. Pushed her to think outside the box a little.
To really explore her potential.
It's an interesting thought.
Yeah.
But we can't really know what Snape was thinking, can we?
No. I guess that's part of what makes this whole discussion so interesting.
It is. This whole Harry Potter universe. It's so complex.
It really is. There's so much room for different interpretations.
That's why we're still talking about it years later.
Absolutely. And Snape is such a great example of that.
Yeah.
Whether you think he hated smart students or saw something in them or was just, you know, a troubled guy.
He's definitely one of the most memorable characters.
For sure. So that wraps up our depth dive into Snape and his relationship with intelligent students.
Especially Hermione.
What are your thoughts? Do you think Snape hated Hermione? Or was it something else? Let us know in the comments.
And if you enjoyed this deep dive, don't forget to subscribe to the Chamber of Theories for more Harry Potter explorations.
Until next time, keep your wands at the ready.
And remember, the Chamber awaits.
Lumos Maxima.